Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We are very, very sorry for the confusing start time of this very exciting program. And we're so grateful that all of you were able to join early and have stuck with us as we prepare today to recognize and appreciate the tremendous work which has occurred over the past several years, thanks to all of you who are online with us today, all of our partners across Ghana, and all of the partnership for inclusive agricultural transformation in Africa. I'm so pleased to be with all of you this morning. I know there are people calling in from all over the world. Some of them are up actually in the middle of the night to be joining today, and we appreciate the patience you have all had. We're so pleased today to celebrate and talk about this important collaboration with regard to the investment, particularly recently of USAID in Ghana, who have come and added to an ongoing existing program, which has been started since 2017. And we're very, very excited because in spite of a terribly difficult year for farmers and businesses around the world, with the effects of the coronavirus and COVID-19 really tremendously restricting travel, closing businesses and reopening and giving cross-messaging as we try and contain this pandemic. Notwithstanding, our teams across the globe and across the continent in every country have really tried to gather and continuously supply everyone with updated information, guidance, and support to continue really growing effectively towards ag transformation, which is so critical and so needed. Looking forward to 2021, and as we work towards really building back better out of COVID, we also hope that the work we're talking about today in Ghana around early generation seeds, the critical work around strengthening seed marketing, and the absolutely essential work which is building on many years across northern Ghana of increasing farmer efficiency and effectiveness, we know that this can also contribute to resilience and food systems transformation. And this is something which is not to be underestimated. We also know that the leadership in Ghana government has been so committed to partnering with us from the beginning. And we really appreciate the support of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture in Ghana, hand in hand with our teams across the region. So we're so pleased to welcome to this panel, of course, our very distinguished West Africa Regional Head, Foster Boateng, who will take us through the program overview as we comply with the most recent norm, which is to have virtual launches, and a virtual launch is now actually something we've come to grips with. You see, I even have my branding up behind me, as does Foster. We're getting good at this. So congratulations to everyone on virtual launches, and congratulations to our whole Ghana team for the hard work that you have put into not just today, but really building on last year's AGRF and the year before's excellent launch of work across Ghana. I also am pleased to tell you that the president of AGRA, Dr. Agnes Kalibata, will be joining us shortly and will also make some remarks, along with USAID's country coordinator for the global food security strategy of the US government. From now, Foster, I'll turn this over to you to give us an overview of this fantastic program, and we will come to our next speakers after that. So thank you so much, Foster Boateng, over to you.
Thank you, Vanessa, my boss, who is the Vice President of AGRA, and also the Chief of Party for this wonderful program and partnership we have with USAID. I'm very excited to be here today to participate in this launch. Well, this is something we've been looking forward to for a very long time. and also to celebrate the great partnership that we have with USAID, dated from SSTP period, where we've had very good relationship working with USAID. For me today, we have a new program that we have signed up with USAID. In Ghana, we call it GIAT, Ghana Inclusive Agricultural Transformation. It's part of the PIATA initiative. As far back as I think last year, October, we entered into a cooperative agreement with USAID, and they put in about $6.5 million to support the Ghana strategy. And $5 million is for the buy-in. And soon we had the COVID. They came back to us and said, well, we want to sign up another $1.5 million as supplementary budget to help you address the secondary impact of COVID on our investment in Ghana. So this program is going to run for three years, starting 2020 up to 2022. It is aimed at helping government and contributing to government's effort to modernize agriculture in a way to enhance food security and improve livelihoods. We are targeting about 300,000 rural households in 17 selected districts in northern Ghana. As stated there, northeast, upper east, and upper west regions of Ghana. You all know that Ghana has been subdivided again, and we have 16 regions instead of 10.
Right.
Now, this investment actually anchors on our try to support our country strategy, as I said. And so that's the pictorial view of our country strategy for Ghana. We have 3 bodies of work looking at state capability, systems development, farmer level investment. And this support that USAID is providing under this partnership cut across our 3 body of work. We are also delivering this through partnership with both government, private sector, and other international development partners like DFID, Rockefeller, BMZ, and also we are partnering with African Development Bank, TAT, IFAD, and World Bank and FAO programs in Ghana as well. Now, this is the GIAT focus geography and listing all the 17 districts as demarcated in the diagram. Now, value chains that we are looking at is we are looking at maize, we are looking at soybean, we are looking at cowpea and groundnuts. These are the 4 key value chains that this project seeks to support. And deliberately, this project is going to target women and youth, and also is going to mainstream gender and climate resilience at all levels of the program implementation. I must also say that the interventions are aimed at increasing crop productivity and also incomes of smallholder farmers, which is the cardinal objective of PIATA as well. Now, the project seeks to address 2 key objectives. One is we want to really improve farmers or increase their access to quality seeds and fertilizer, agro inputs. We all believe and all agree with me that most of these are countries, governments are promoting farmers' access to inputs through subsidy. And I think government alone cannot do it. We need to put in an efficient system, which is private sector led, to drive this initiative so that we can sustain farmers' access to quality seeds and fertilizer. And that is what this project seeks to do. We also want to improve the enabling environment to leverage private sector investment. Government alone cannot provide all the resources that agriculture needs. And so there's a need for government to create enabling and also take some of the things we have been able to achieve to scale. Now, what interventions are we talking about? We are looking at 2 key interventions. Intervention 1 area is looking at input systems development. What are we talking about? I think if you look at Ghana, there have been a lot of donor investments around seed. They have supported a number of initiatives. AGRA has done same, and our system. But this has been in a piecemeal approach. And so this time around, we are looking at an integrated approach to address the system. And we are looking at how this investment will contribute and align with what PIATA initiative is, and also the global food security strategy that the government of the United States is rolling out in the focus countries. with the issue of improving staple crops productivity for smallholder farmers. Now, the key resource areas we are looking at for is how would we improve the regulatory environment and the private sector investment in the system. We're also trying to look at how we increase supply of early generation seed and quality seed with private sector initiative. We also want to increase farmer access and utilization of quality agro inputs. If we don't create the access for smallholder farmers in terms of through agro dealership, we always say that seed is great, but why is farmers not patronizing it? Because farmers have to walk long kilometers to access these inputs, and they definitely won't do. But Coca-Cola, they can find it just at their doorstep. So how can we improve such a marketing strategy to make sure that we get this useful technology into the hands of smallholder farmers? We also want to strengthen local seed marketing platforms, as I've said. In Ghana, we have NASDAQ as an umbrella body that coordinates private sector seed associations. How do we strengthen that body to build a stronger platform for seed marketing and distribution? One important thing we also want to look at is Ghana has a National Seed Council out of the Plant and Fertilizer Act that the government enacted about almost 10 years ago. But the question is, we need a stronger institutional architecture to drive this, to sustain the seed industry. And so that's an area where this project is going to invest. And I'm very happy to say that one of our mandates under this project was to ensure that the Plant Breeders Bill is passed. And I think recently, I think it was on the 6th of November, this was duly passed. And I'm very happy to announce that. And this is a concerted effort of USAID and all other partners, including AGRA, in making sure that this baby is born to life. Now, the intervention to look at policy and state capability, as I said, we want to strengthen the multi-sectorial coordination and mutual accountability in the agricultural sector, which is very critical. And for me, there are three key resource areas that AGRA is interested in. We have an old agricultural, food and agriculture sector development policy, which is obsolete. It was developed as far back as 2007. And at that time, we were looking at the Millennium Development Goals. And now we are looking at the, what we call it, Sustainable Development Goals. So we need to really review this plan. And that is what this project seeks to do, and develop the first step 3 and help government to incorporate the new dynamics in agricultural transformation into this policy. The other one I talk about mutual accountability. Recently, before as far back as 2017, when we did the AU biannual review, Ghana was not on track. Ghana scored 3.9, and as of 2019, Ghana was among the 3 countries that were on track. That is Rwanda, Mali, and Ghana. And these are the kind of investment we are using to help government, because they need to really put a very good data system and analytics to be able to sail through these accountability mechanisms. We're also looking at strengthening the sector coordination, not only at the national level, but also at a decentralized level. How do you bring private sector, public sector to really coordinate and sit around to look at how they can create and generate investments into the various districts that we are going to work in? As I said, agricultural sector investment does not rely on government alone. We need the civil society, the non-state actors, we need the private sector as well. So we need to create a very stronger coordination in these regions where we are going to work, so that we can leverage more investment into the agricultural sector in those regions. Now, this is our business model. How are we approaching this? How are we implementing this project? We have 4 business models. We normally support through grant making. And so we work with implementing partners pretty much. AGRA, as our name implies, an alliance. And so we want to bring people together so that we can create an integrated approach to addressing the multiple problems that our agriculture sector is facing. We also look at do businesses or support these kind of interventions through technical assistance. Technical assistance, I mean AGRA's own staff time and consultancies. We also look at convening and engagement through workshops and meetings where we engage partners to really share ideas and generate integrated solutions to address the multiple problems confronting our agricultural sector. We also believe in partnerships, because partnerships help to really bring our efforts and our comparative advantages together to be able to address the problem. So partnerships with private sector, partnership with government and other development partners as well. Now, what progress have we made so far since we signed the cooperative agreement? We embarked on a scoping mission in March 2020, and soon before the COVID. The idea was to talk to the various stakeholders in the northern sector where we are going to really invest and solicit their opinion as we develop our work plan and develop our strategies for implementation. I believe when my partners in northern region and the other regions begin to speak, they will attest to that fact that we engage them when we're developing our work plan. We developed pipeline investments estimated at about 3.4 million so far, and we are about to roll them out. These grants have been approved by our grants committee. We have awarded grants, award letters have been issued to implementing partners, and then we are about to go. Some of them have even started implementation. We had a kickoff meeting with our implementing partners as usual, as to prepare them and to understand each other and the kind of common objectives that we all have and the common resource areas that we all have to come together to be able to achieve. Now, my fellow audience, this shows the pipeline investments that we've been able to line up under these GIAT. As I said, we have almost about 7 key investments that we want to do. One on the early generation seed, system strengthening, last mile input output market delivery, where we do it through an integrated value chain through other partners like CATA and OCP and then OVCF project. We're also looking at extension messaging as a way to sensitize our farmers during this COVID time. We have digital extension technology and then food security and market information towards building sustainable food system. So far, about 5 of the investment we have awarded and implementation has begun. We have 2 more that are at our grant committee stage and yet to be awarded. Investments scattered through, it's being funded through either the USAID PIATA buy-in or through the COVID response. Now, we don't work alone, we work with partners. So these are the partners we work with, and they are making us proud to make sure that we provide what the smallholder farmer needs in Ghana to improve the lives and the food security of smallholder farmers. Thank you for your audience. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you so much. Foster Boateng gave us a fantastic overview of how this additional program builds on the very, very critical work which has been going on for already several years under the Partnership for Inclusive Agricultural Transformation. And he's made reference also to the Ghana operational and strategy that the team has been implementing. And further to that, we also were able to learn about some of the specific improvements and additionality which are expected to come through the supplemental funding here. Now, I do want to underscore, and I think Professor Eric Dankwa will also speak to this, the incredible importance of this partnership mindset, which Foster and the team in Ghana have really built. Further to our experience, the funding which USAID has additionally added here is very critically also leveraging investments by the Ghana government as well as other development partners. And it's this additional leverage and sustained improvements which we expect should have significant impact for smallholder farmers in northern Ghana, but also regionally. And I hope that we'll be able to talk about the fantastic opportunities which all of this improved seed will drive towards increasing the regional market delivery and competitiveness. So over to you, Professor Eric Dankwa, who has been a long partner of AGRA's for so many years in Ghana, and will speak to us now about this exciting launch and additional program. Over to you, Professor Dankwa. He's having some technical assistance, as you can see, as he comes off of the mute. So we're standing by to hear from Eric.
Hello, good morning from Accra.
Good morning, we hear you now.
I'm trying to share my screen, just a second, I'll be connected.
Excellent. And while you're sharing your screen, we can also remember that Eric Dankwa is the professor and director of GIAT, University of Ghana, Legon, who, as you know so well, has worked many, many years on the importance of high productive seeds for Ghana. And again, Eric, maybe you can start telling us about what we're going to see. Over to you. I can also confirm that for those of you who joined very, very early, you've now been joined by many additional participants. So we're nearing 100 participants online from all over and many different constituencies. So if we are able to share the screen, otherwise, perhaps Professor Dankwa, you can start to give us an overview of your presentation. Foster, you know, you might have to start telling jokes. You know, you all know Foster tells jokes when anytime available.
Okay, no.
You're okay, Eric? You're good going?
No.
One of the exciting parts of this investment in the seed sector, which I think we tend to can hear you well, Eric.
Hello, good morning. Again, we are trying to connect from the AGRA office, and there's a hitch. I hope it's connected in a second, but I would like to express my thanks to the organizers of this webinar for asking me to speak on behalf of the partners of the Ghana Inclusive Agricultural Transformation Program. What I want to speak on is public-private partnerships for the future of food security and resilience in Ghana. Do you have my slides on?
It's okay, go ahead, Eric. They were just unmuting accidentally.
Good. I think my first submission is that in the past, we have excluded certain key actors in the commodity value chains in funded projects. And this exclusion has stymied the progress of the march towards food and nutrition security in the country. If you look at data today, you'll find that about 50 million people in the West Africa sub-region are threatened by hunger. And this was reported by CORAF quite recently following a compelling study. You think about the myriad of challenges and the data available when you look at the gaps in demand and supply of certified seed, you find that we have significant problems, a challenge to meet. And this is against the backdrop of the burgeoning population. The population of Ghana is going to increase to over 50 million people by 2050. There are challenges with consumer preferences, climate change, and also extreme weather events which are troubling agriculture. So one can predict that the future in Ghana is at best gloomy. You look at Ghana. Ghana is a country that can take advantage of the competitive environment in the sub-region and meet expectations in the entire sub-region. But data today suggests that we are unable to meet demand and supply of in the supply of certified seed. In the supply of certified seed. It's not moving, it's not moving. So can you see my slides? So we have tried to take improved varieties to farmers, and we know that we can fool farmers once only. Farmers will not take your varieties when you don't meet their expectations. So it's important that we consider all of the needs of farmers, when we are delivering varieties to farmers. Can they see my slide? So because it's not moving. Yeah, so because we can fool only farmers once, we have to struggle to send improved varieties. Next slide, please. Go on. We have, no, go back. We have at the West Africa Center for Crop Improvement developed improved varieties that can get to farmers. Nonetheless, we know that high yields are not high yields in themselves until we scale up the production of improved varieties so that farmers can access all of the improved varieties. Next slide, please. We need to take the yields of the improved varieties to scale. That is very, very important, and this has implications for a conducive environment that allows us to take our varieties to farmers. Next slide, please. It can go. So the public-private partnerships that currently are available allow us to take breeder seed to foundation seed to certified seed so that farmers can access varieties which are improved and meet farmers' expectations. Next slide, please. So we have developed a model for getting improved varieties to farmers, and we look at the West Africa Center for Crop Improvement, the Crops Research Institute, the Savannah Agricultural Research Institute, the Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and the IWAD, Integrated Water Development. These partners are working together to take breeder seed through foundation seed to certified seed so that we can meet farmers' expectation. And we have to commend the Ghana Inclusive Agricultural Transformation Program for funding this partnership, which will take improved seed to farmers. Next slide, please. So the partners have expectations. WACI, SARI, Crop Research Institute are developing breeder seed, which will get to the private sector, the Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Iowa. In total, about 115 metric tons of foundation seed will be developed for farmers. This will get to farmers through the Certified Seed Consortium. Next slide, please. The Certified Seed Consortium, made up of 6 private sector actors coordinated by NAFTAC, the National Seed Trade Association of Ghana, will look at developing certified seed to meet 6,000 metric tons, which will be expected to meet the expectations of over 300,000 farmers. So this is very important, and not only developing certified seed, but also training farmers, equipping them with the knowledge and skills which allow them to use improved varieties like the hybrid seeds to the expectation of, if you like, what we look at as regards the yields of the varieties that we are looking at. Next slide, please. So we hope that through this consortium, we would have our expectations met. We want to strengthen the certified seed production systems. We want to increase the adoption of the improved varieties that we have. We think adoption rates will go high because we will demonstrate to farmers that the varieties are good and they need to take the varieties. It's important that we increase awareness and understanding of the economic benefits of using the hybrid seed varieties. I would like to submit that for a long time, we have not really funded private-public partnerships. But this is important if we want to take varieties to farmers. The serious omission is that under the current dispensation, when you look at Ghana's strategy of investing in food and jobs, which birthed the Planting for Food and Jobs. What we haven't done is to look at the pipeline of varieties getting to farmers, so the need to fund innovation at the level of institutions that develop breeder seed. And so going forward, it's important that this partnership that has been established be funded so that breeder seed can get to foundation seed and certified seed through the partnerships, so that we can meet the expectation of farmers. I would like to thank the Ghana Inclusive Agricultural Transformation Program for recognizing the partnerships that we have formed. We are hoping that going forward, these partnerships will be sustained through funding, which allow us to take our innovation to farmers. So on this note, I would say that we are working closely with all the partners, and we hope to meet expectations, looking at the need of the farmers. So in the next 3 years, we can get certified seed to farmers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. This is a fantastic presentation, and your reminder of the urgency of the continued food insecurity and growing population pressure in West Africa is considerable, and that high-performing seed is absolutely essential to our ability to respond to the growing need for improved food. We're also very pleased to underscore the focus on protein sources, which contribute to reducing, in addition to the basic supply of food. With this, we would like to invite Mr. Samuel Owusu-Tachi, and I don't see Samuel online, but I think he must be. If you can put your video on, Samuel. And if you can't, maybe our excellent IT team can also put it on for you. I'm not seeing the team from Kumasi Institute of Tropical Agriculture online. So perhaps we'll come back to you, Samuel, when you're back online, or your representative, and we can go then directly to Alhaji Mahamadou Azonko. Now, we're so pleased to have the director for the Upper East Regional Coordinator online with us from the very beginning, waiting patiently for so long to be able to make his remarks. So Alhaji, please, we're looking forward to a little breath of reality. What is it like today in Northern Ghana, and how do you see this program really bringing improvements to the farmers that you're so concerned about? Over to you.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. I hope you can hear me. Hope you can hear me.
Absolutely.
Good, good. All right. The Chief Director of MOFA, USAID representative, AGRA President, AGRA Vice President, other government officials present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely excited to be part of this important occasion and as one of the special guests of the day. Let me take this opportunity to thank AGRA and USAID for the good cause they have taken to the benefit of our people in the northern part of Ghana. Agriculture, as we all know, growth is a major driver of poverty reduction in our country, Ghana. Agriculture is the largest source of employment for Ghanaians. My gratitude again goes to USAID for their long-standing commitment to improving the livelihoods of SHFS in the northern part of Ghana through your numerous support, such as the Feed the Future, where efforts focus in northern Ghana, where poverty is deeply entrenched and farming is dominated by smallholder farmers producing food and cash crops. The other component is USAID Ring, which also focuses on improving the livelihoods and nutritional status of vulnerable households in targeted communities in 17 districts in the northern part of this country. These and your other interventions yielded successes in many impact stories, such as for the Feed the Future. In 2018, helped unlocked over $9.3 million in loans to micro, small, and medium-sized businesses and smallholder farmers through the Agriculture Development and Value Chain Enhancement Project and promotion of leafy vegetables, which resulted in high nutrition in households and increased incomes. Households receiving 3 ewes and community receiving 2 rams. And now over 7,000 households currently caring for over 24,000 animals. We are all here to witness the launch of another intervention, the GIAT project, through the hard work of USAID and AGRA, to be implemented in 4 regions in the northern part of Ghana. The Upper East region, where I am located, the Northern, Northeast, and Upper West regions. It is exciting to learn that this project is focusing on contributing to the government of Ghana's effort to modernize agriculture for enhanced food security and improved livelihoods of rural households. This will help increase farmers' access to quality seeds and fertilizer, and also improve enabling environment to leverage private sector investment to drive and sustain growth in the agriculture sector. I am particularly excited because GIAT is deliberately targeting women and youth and mainstream gender at all levels of the project. With maize, soybean, cowpea, and granules as the key value chains, this will lead to economic empowerment of women, where household incomes will be increased and jobs created for the youth. Over the past 10 years, the Northern Ghana has experienced a highly variable and unpredictable climate. Weather predictions have been evaded us on several occasions. Currently, floods and droughts can occur in the same area within months. This poses a serious threat to food productivity in the northern regions of Ghana, where production is mainly rain-fed. It is indeed a great pleasure to conclude my brief remarks by re-emphasizing the importance of the GIAT program we are launching today to the rural economy and smallholder livelihood in northern Ghana, especially targeting women and the youth. I therefore wish to assure you all that our regional coordinating councils in the 4 regions of the GIAT partner regions will work closely and monitor whatever goes on with the implementation partners and provide the needed support for very successful implementation of the project. You are assured of our fullest cooperation, and I want to use this platform to thank you all and also wish God blessings for us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alhaji Nama Muhammadu Zonko. We are so pleased for your blessings, and we will need them because rain-fed agriculture is incredibly difficult to manage, continues to challenge all of us. We're also hopeful and pray for high-quality seeds out of this program. So I'm adding to your prayers in so much as it's going to take a community of very hardworking farmers and local government along with the private sector. And with this, I would love to introduce now Samuel, who just disappeared again, but I hope you're still there, Samuel, to represent the private sector voice. Are you able still to speak, Samuel? I think he's having some connectivity challenges. So if he is not able to speak, we will then proceed to invite Amber Lily Kinney, who we're so happy to have as a partner and is representing the USAID Ghana Mission and also our partners across all of the development partners community, because this USAID funding actually builds on funding and contributions from the Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, as well as UKAID, which is now, as you know, changed names to FCDO. So the contributions of each of the development partners, including the German government with KfW and BMZ, are each in very specific areas. And I think that we're looking forward to hearing from you, Lily, on how this additionality from USAID is so critical for the Northern Ghana livelihoods, and in particular in this challenging time of COVID. And we've really appreciated all of your leadership with regard as well to the COVID funding and support. Over to you.
Okay, can everyone hear me okay? Yes? Okay, great. So I just wanted to say thank you to AGRA, and thank you especially to Forster and the whole team over there for putting this together today. And thank you to our guests and participants, as well as to our esteemed speakers. This has so far been a really great way to raise awareness of what GIAT through Piata AGRA is doing, as well as some of our goals as USAID. So I just would like to start my speech now. So just would like to, give the proper salutations to the Chief Director, the AGRA President, who I think will be online later, our regional coordinating directors, development partners who are present, our implementing partners, and everyone else on the call. Welcome again, and thanks for joining us. So I wanted to go over a few of the development challenges in the ag sector in Ghana. We know that Ghana has significant agricultural potential, particularly in the semi-arid northern savanna agroecological zone. There's great potential there for commercial production of cereals, livestock, and more. However, the potential remains mostly untapped because agriculture production in this agroecological zone is constrained by inadequate infrastructure, especially roads and irrigation, and other poor socioeconomic indicators, including low education and skills, poor access to finance, complicated land tenure arrangements, and more. These factors are further compounded by the semi-arid and arid climate, which makes the savanna particularly susceptible to environmental degradation and climate change. Among the key constraints to agriculture sector growth and competitiveness include inadequate funding of agriculture research and development, which is a key driver of productivity growth, and inefficient agricultural input supply chain, which is still largely dependent on public support with minimal private sector participation from production of breeder seed, foundation seed, and production and distribution of certified seed. So why is USAID supporting the Ghana seed system? We know that the seed value chain in Ghana has inherent cost inefficiencies, which we've talked a little bit about today, that invariably affect the competitiveness of the domestic seed industry. To achieve significant productivity growth in Ghana's agriculture sector will require a vibrant agriculture input supply system, particularly for seeds. We've mentioned a little bit about what we've done in the past, but Ghana's seed sector has received support from donors throughout the years. For the past decade, USAID has supported strengthening the seed industry through several interventions, such as the Agriculture Policy Support Project, which facilitated support for the government of Ghana for improved regulatory environment. We have also had the Agriculture Technology Transfer Project that promoted agriculture technologies to increase farmer demand for improved seeds, etc., and the AGRA Scaling Seed and Technology Partnership, which was to promote private sector participation in early generation seed and certified seed production. These investments, in addition to other development partners in the government of Ghana, have been instrumental in most of the key successes recorded in the industry to date, particularly in the areas of policy improvements, varietal research and release, promotion and awareness creation, private sector participation, resourcing of public research institutions, and capacity development. But we need additional investments in the seed sector. We're not there yet. Lessons from previous investments in the seed sector identified key priority gaps that significantly undermine the competitiveness of Ghana's seed industry. Among some of the gaps identified are maintenance of germplasm that are true to type for supply to private seed companies with adequate quantities and quality of breeder seed, especially for parental lines intended to produce maize hybrid. Another is there's weak institutional architecture for the implementation of the Plant and Fertilizer Act of 2010 and coordination of the seed industry. There's been a delay in the finalization of guidelines on private sector participation in foundation seed production. This stifles transparency in and quality controls of foundation seed production. Also, there's low demand creation and weak market linkages. There's low incentives and access to private seed companies to capital. Lastly, weak technical and managerial capacities of private seed companies can be improved as well. So as it has been mentioned, to address the priority gaps, the USAID Ghana Mission has looked at how to prioritize. We have limited resources under our global food security strategy, so we've prioritized what issues to tackle in the seed value chain that border on regulation, quality, quantity, access, and use of improved seed by farmers, and to further enhance the resilience of value chain actors to shocks and stresses amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. So as mentioned, we entered the Piata buy-in, and among the value chains that we're supporting are maize, soybean, cowpea, and groundnuts. And we've already mentioned we're providing $5 million over a 3-year period, as well as an additional $1.5 million for COVID mitigation. Since the inception of the buy-in, investments estimated at 2.8 million are being implemented to date to address the bottlenecks in the seed and fertilizer systems in Ghana. Today's event is to inform key stakeholders about USAID AGRA partnership aimed at supporting the government of Ghana to unlock the agriculture potential in northern Ghana to meet the food and nutrition requirements of the entire nation. Let's double down on our efforts to assure a vibrant and sustainable private sector-led seed system for Ghana. Thank you, and back to Vanessa.
Thank you so much, Lily. And as you've been speaking, even more participants have been joining the program, so they must have heard about this and come running to join and hear more about it. So we're so pleased, and we're well aware of the value of every single last participant who's joining and every single partner who wishes to be a part of this initiative. There are a few comments coming through from the audience with some great initiatives and efforts, questions about how to build on the past work of the importance of seed breeders. There's some questions about investments coming into northern Ghana, which perhaps can be addressed, and then questions about land tenure, which we know is so critical, both to investment, to financing, and then some great questions about the risks of climate changes. And of course, the question which you've raised about resilience to shocks and stresses. And it's always been interesting to me, and I hope that Samuel is able to speak now. Samuel has been on and off, trying so hard to stay online. So Samuel, if you can talk a little bit to us, and we're so pleased that you could join, about how the Kumasi Institute of Tropical Agriculture and the private sector who you're representing today can really benefit from this initiative and build ag transformation in a sustainable way moving forward. So over to you, Samuel.
Good morning. And so I'm Samuel Osutechi from Kumasi Institute of Tropical Agriculture. And I've been trying so hard to join, but it looks like now it's better. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So Kumasi Institute of Tropical Agriculture is among 3 consortium members, one of 3 consortium members implementing a section of the Ghana Inclusive Agricultural Transformation Program. And under the program, we are also being financed by AGRA Value Chain Fund. But with AGRA, we are supposed to provide institutionalized markets for 100,000 farmers. And this year, and then within the project period, we are supposed to market 300,000 metric tons of soybeans, maize, groundnuts, and cowpea. So the focus is on the 4 value chains. Now, as I was listening closely to what Alaji said, and he did, and then what Foster also said, that we are reaching out to 100,000 farmers. And the process of reaching out to 100,000 farmers is to train 1,000 community-based assistants. Also, as one of our deliverables, 1,000 community-based assistants to reach out to the 100,000 farmers with the skills that we are giving them. So under the AGRA program, we are also building the capacity of the farmers through the community-based assistance in occupational health, safety and environment, quality standards, and then climate smart agriculture. Also, we are creating an institutionalized market for seeds, fertilizers, and agrochemicals to the tune of 40 million Ghana cedis. And then we are, Alaji also did mention that there were floods in the region this year. As a mitigating factor, we are working with the Ghana Agricultural Insurance to provide insurance coverage for 10,000 farmers. Now, the co-partner or co-funding organization is not necessarily co-funding, but OVCF is giving us a loan, has given Kita a loan, and they've already disbursed. And that is looking at 10,000 to 18,000 farmers who are going to plant over the next 3 to 5 years, 33,000 acres. But the focus is entirely on soybeans. So the approach is that we bundle inputs for the farmer: fertilizer, improved seeds, crop insurance, plowing services, threshing services. We bundle it to the farmer, and the farmers pay us back in beans or in produce. And we usually there's a process where we determine how much the farmer pays back to us. And under the OVCF, we are also supplying PPEs, protective equipment to the farmers. So our strategy is to build a new cooperative, a new farmers cooperative that can actually lead their own development, be able to engage marketers, be able to engage producers, and be able to choose which seeds or which fertilizers they think they really appreciate. So this is the role we are playing, and we are not playing that role alone. We are working with AGS and more, and then African Fertilizer Association. So I had to touch on the opportunities that present to the private sector using Kita as a case study. So because of the new farmers cooperative that we are setting up, imagine 100,000 farmers being organized in a way. So we are having direct market for seeds, fertilizers, agrochemicals, and then so any agrochemical supplier that comes together or that comes under the umbrella. Last season, one organization, APA, Atechiman, supplied 10,000 weedicides. Within 2 days, they were out. We had distributed it to the farmers. The farmers liked it. So we are creating a very organized market for the for agrochemicals, fertilizer, and seeds. Now, last year we worked with 72 tractor owners and their operators, their repairers, and the parts sellers. So that is also an opportunity that so some of them plowed 240 acres. Even the Honorable Yana, the overlord of Dagbon, gave us 2 tractors, and they plowed approximately 400 acres for one of the farmer groups. We are also working to provide agricultural crop insurance with GIAT, and then that also presents another private sector opportunity. And then the banks, for instance, when my relationship manager, Kita's relationship manager, asked, so who is supplying you sacks? And we said, oh, we are yet to identify a supplier. He said, okay, there is this gentleman who also supplies this company that supplies sacks for the product. So he also joined, and you can see that the banks are also taking advantage of the process. All the farmer groups have opened bank accounts with the bank that we are operating with, which is the Agricultural Development Bank. Most of the aggregators who are aggregating for us have also opened bank accounts with the bank. So it is creating an opportunity for financial institutions who are also interested to join. Now, everybody knows what the organized markets present. It presents some form of institutionalized, organized supply. So Arasa, for instance, from Teriyaki Investment, they are buying 50,000 tons of soya. They buy $60 million worth of soya across across the West Africa, and they are buying 50,000 tons from Kita. So the institutional organized market, presents major opportunities for processes like Lantis Oil, Soy, Vesta Oil, ISA, Agro, GAFCO, and all that. And then also the access to, everybody knows, if there is access to quality seeds and fertilizer, we know the benefits. Packaging companies are coming in, processing companies are coming in, and then people are able to plan and time their purchases because of the reliable supply that is coming out of the inclusive agriculture program. Now, because I have a few minutes left, I will talk briefly about the technology, skip the finance, and then talk about the social impact. So under the technology, we can see that organizations like Tractor Tractors are coming in to help, regulate the relationship between the tractor owners and the farmers, such that the owners and the farmers, the farmers can order their plowing from the tractor owners to the Tractor Tractors platform. Tractor Tractors is helping to install tracking devices on all our fleets, which are on the field, and also they are putting tracking devices on all the goods that we move to Tema. So new technology are coming in. Now, Franostin, also a digital monitoring organization, is led by a group of young men and women, and they are also implementing this digitization service, digital monitoring service for us at a small fee, so that you don't need to go into some of the farms after picking the GPS locations of the farms. We don't need to go there to see what is happening. We can just go there, we can just sit in the comfort of the offices and check what is happening. So if there is a problem, then we can send the extension officers and the community-based assistance to the field. The same way SATEC is helping us with portable. It's also a very youth-led institution. They are very young men. They are developing threshers, very efficient threshers for us, and we are introducing portable planters. So these are all opportunities that are presenting themselves for the private sector. Under finance, we work with the SWAP 2, which is on oil palm in the central region, and they have 25,000 members. And each of them during the season, they contribute 1 cedi each. And then within a short time, some of the groups had 25,000, others have 4,000, 40,000, and banks are rushing to take advantage of the process. And we are hoping to bring that experience to the soybeans group. Now, we are also introducing a very interesting cooperative savings funds. We are yet to test it, where the farmers can contribute 5 to 10 kilograms of their produce to build a cooperative fund. And I'm sure when we run this for the next 10 years with 100,000 farmers, we are looking at a farmers bank, which is, it will sound too ambitious now, but it is not too far away. There is also opportunity for blended financing, where some of our off-takers want to provide bank guarantee for us so that we can access funding through the OBCF at a very minimized interest rate. Yeah.
Thank you for your ambition and your 10-year vision and the incredible programs which you're rolling out. It's very exciting. I hope we can have a 1-year convening, Foster, in 1 year to see how we're doing on all of this ambitious programming. It's very, very exciting. You've mentioned the farmer lending, the markets, digital tools, storage, aggregation. It's a very ambitious program. And so this is excellent. And I'm sorry to cut you a bit short. I don't want to run out of time. And with our very patient audience. Okay. Yeah, thanks so much. So with that, and again, I'm going to come from myself and see how it's going in Northern Ghana by the end of next year. We're very pleased to welcome Dr. Agnes Kalibata, who has joined us now to speak to her vision for Ghana and Africa, both in the time of COVID and regarding the increasing food insecurity that we're seeing and the stress of this very challenging combination of COVID and climate change coming together. And we're so fortunate as well, as she's leading the UN Food Systems Summit. She might even give us a hint as to what inclusive ag and food systems transformation looks like. So over to you, Dr. Kalibata.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, so thank you, Vanessa, for those introductory remarks. And thank you, Foster, for organizing this meeting. I'm really, really happy to be part of this meeting. And I know I'm among friends, and I wanted to recognize all the colleagues, partners, friends that are on this call. I also want to make sure that I recognize all protocols on this call. So I just really wanted to go back to the reason we are meeting here today and appreciate the reason we are meeting. The idea of improving productivity and income for smallholder farmers and for farmers in general is something we all hold dear. It's what we exist to do, to make sure that African farmers do have an opportunity. They do farm. They don't need us to farm. They've always been farming. But we want to make sure that they do have an opportunity to farm productively and use that productivity to increase their own incomes and be able to send their kids to school and be able to have better health, all the things that really get associated with a farmer that is doing better. So that's the reason we are here today. That's what is at stake. And as AGRA, we've done it through 3 areas, I would say, which are really being upheld in this program that we are launching today. The first one being sustainable private sector development. We all completely believe in a stronger private sector because its capability to deliver to communities is very critical. So I really appreciate that this program recognizes that and upholds that idea. We know that we need the government as a backbone to delivery, and we continue to support government capacity to deliver and to continue putting in place a conducive environment for private sector. But more important and most of all, we really recognize the role of functional systems in the food area, functional systems, whether it is seed systems that are critical for farmers accessing good seed and improved seed as they come on board, ability to access all the yield improving technologies like Samuel was talking about with regards to the new tractor app that he was talking about, but also all the work that Eric, Danko and others are doing at the university to make sure that we have capable capacity to ensure that we stay on top of our breeding and our breeding capabilities. And I just want to applaud and appreciate the work that our partners are doing to be able to make us stay on top of this game. So let me step back and just appreciate the support that we get from USAID. USAID has always been there from the beginning of AGRA's creation, really coming from their belief in better incomes for African farmers and their belief in the fact that with the appropriate technologies available to the hands of farmers through private sector, we could actually change the narrative around hunger and the narrative around poverty. And they've really come through in a number of ways. They've come through again at the setup of AGRA, which was a critical idea and a critical setup that they participated in. They've come through at the setup of Africa's seed systems. You know, from the very beginning, they were part of supporting how we come through on improving seed systems. They've been in Ghana before and in many countries, ensuring that we come through on, do we have the right varieties in these countries? Do we have the right capacity? But also, do we have the right mechanism to ensure that they're accessible to farmers? Fast forward, we are now talking about between 15 and 20 million farmers accessing improved seeds because of the support that we get from these institutions, from Piata partners, including USAID, Piata partners being Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, USAID, now joined by UK government more recently, and BMZ from the German government. So we really appreciate that these partners see a role to work together, to pull together, to ensure that there's a functional African institution that can continue championing this cause across the continent, but also to stand up the institution and ensure that this institution is working to deliver and to work with partners to deliver for these countries. So I really wanted to applaud this role that they have played over the years, and they continue to play to support the work of AGRA, but most important, to support the work that the institutions that are delivering on the ground and the farmers that we are delivering to. So I also wanted to appreciate the work of the government of Ghana. The government of Ghana is the first government we did engage with from the very beginning when we started our second strategy, where we decided that we can't just work on technologies. We need to look at the capacities behind the technologies and ask ourselves the questions why we are not scaling fast enough. And the government of Ghana took us really on our word and doubled down on scaling fast enough. excuse me, as you would know, the Planting for Food and Jobs is about scaling fast enough. And I don't know any country on this continent that has done a better job. We are now talking about hundreds, excuse me, hundreds of thousands of jobs created because of Planting for Food and Jobs. And we are talking about hundreds of farmers accessing better yields. And you know, we don't even count the jobs that come from those yields being better. You know, when those yields are better, restaurants function better, and everything goes a little bit better than before. So we are creating externalities in the landscape that are very, very important. And that's why the work that AGRA does with partners is such a huge opportunity for the continent, because of the externalities and the capabilities that we really have the ability to help our partners achieve. So AGRA is a partnership, like I said earlier. It's about partners. It's about you all on this call that are working with AGRA or have worked with AGRA in the past. And it's about the governments, the private sector, but also the institutions that fund AGRA to be the institution it is at. So we look forward to continue to work with you. We look forward to making this program we just launched a reality for farmers. We look forward to work with you in other countries as well outside of Ghana. This is a Ghana program, but Ghana has been a huge example for countries across the region in West Africa, but also across the continent with regards to how doubling down on agriculture just makes whole economic sense for a whole lot of people. And the numbers show for themselves. And this is a case we are going to definitely take out there and talk about a little more. It just shows how things change when leadership takes agriculture seriously. And we really appreciate how things have changed with the leadership in Ghana today, taking agriculture seriously, but also the partners that support the government of Ghana. So for all the partners that are sitting around this table, this virtual table that have supported this work, whether you're working directly with AGRA or working with another institution, we really applaud you, because again, empowering African farmers is empowering the continent, is empowering their children, is empowering our future. So we really appreciate what you're doing. And I just want to conclude by telling you that we will continue, we'll do our best to ensure that we come through on this and really make sure that we continue working until every African farmer, everybody who chooses to stay farming, sees it as a business opportunity for them. For us, that's really the reason we are in here. Make it a business for every farmer that is still farming. Thank you again, and thank you, Vanessa, again for those introductory remarks. And thank you, USAID, for coming through for Ghana and for the support to AGRA. And thank you all the partners that are working with AGRA to make AGRA really proud as we deliver through you. AGRA has made a very strong decision to not do any work itself. We work through partners because you're the people that will always be on the ground. We can't displace the institutions on the ground. So it's a choice we made, and we are very proud of the work that you help us do and deliver for all the partners that invest in us. Thank you so much. And again, thank you, Amber from USAID, and all the people that are on the call.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Kalibata. And we would like to invite our final speaker and official launching representative of the government of Ghana, Mr. Robert Patrick Ankobia, who's the Chief Director of the Ministry of Agriculture. And I hope he can show us his lovely face, which I don't see at this present moment. And we also appreciate that many of you are over time and you've been on early and stayed late to join us. This is such a fantastic program launch. So I hope Mr. Robert Patrick Ankobia can now kick off and officially launch what is another important investment following the leadership of Ghana's investments in agriculture and rural development. Over to you, Robert. Maybe Foster, you can help us unmute Robert. Oops,
Foster,
you're
you're
muted.
on mute. Yeah.
We call the IT to support us. They are going to mute it right now.
Okay, Regina is confirming that the chief director is online and ready to present. So I think it's a technical glitch which should be sorted very quickly. I know you all have very busy schedules and are eager to continue your work investing, growing food and trading food. And we also appreciate the challenges raised by each of you and the visions for the coming 10 years of Ghana's food and agricultural transformation. So we hope now that our chief director is joining and able to make his final opening remarks. Okay, I think we are running out of time. Chief Director Robert Patrick Akwobia may have to send us his congratulations and remarks, and we appreciate all the investments of the Ministry of Agriculture, of Food and Agriculture in Ghana, both with the vision originally of planting for food and jobs and the continued pursuit of investing in food and jobs, and all of the departments of the Ministry of Agriculture who work so closely with the teams on implementing all of the regulatory and policy changes that come with growing the sector. We have online today, we have been joined by the private sector in Ghana. We've been joined by the private sector internationally. We have had online plant breeders, policy implementers, digital technology experts, of course, USAID and all of our strategic partners and funding partners from the Partnership for Inclusive Agricultural Transformation in Africa. And we're so pleased as well to have had online many policymakers and our regional Northern Ghana coordinating director, Haji, who I think has had to leave us as well. Foster, please help us here, as I think we may end up concluding.
It's online. I think unfortunately he pressed on the participant link, but we've got him on the speaker link. Chief, you're online.
I'm being told he is joining as we wait, and there's some coordination technology to his cell phone as he joins us. So we hope that with his final remarks, we'll be able to officially launch and celebrate a lot of work which has started many years ago. Actually, I think it's been about 2 years in studies and preparation, and now in the last 8-9 months with the compounded complexity of COVID, launching this very important Ghana Inclusive Agricultural Transformation Program. So Chief Director, are you able to hear and join us? If we have another representative of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture who is able to speak on behalf of the ministry, we would welcome you to unmute and represent your ministry and kick us off for the launch virtually, which is, of course, so critical, continuing supporting so many businesses and farmers, which of course you can't farm virtually yet, even though we would love to find a way for that to be a reality. So this program and seeding farmers is so critical. I know that Dr. Kalibata is being called to another meeting as we wait. And I know that Amber Lily has to submit her annual reports, which we're just sending her now. And so everybody is patiently waiting for the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to join and officially launch us. But Regina, I'm not sure we can wait too much longer. Have you been able to locate your chief director, MOFA? See, Samuel, I cut off your great presentation and you were telling us of all the private sector initiatives you've got going on. But I'm sure you'll circulate them to everybody from this webinar. We're eager to see how this progresses, and I'm so pleased that the OFCA loan has already been dispersed, and which means if there's liquidity, there should be more productivity. So Foster, maybe you'll have to speak on behalf of your ministry to launch and formalize our event today.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Moderator. And I'm very sorry for the glitch. I think he got 2 links and unfortunately clicked on the participant list. So when he speaks, we can't hear him. But I like the honor of standing in for the chief director. Maybe it's a prophecy in the making to become the next chief director. But let me say that I've confirmed with my chief director, and he's pretty much in line with what we are doing and supports the program. I know strongly that seed system is something that is so dear to the heart of the government. And remember, when during the planting for food and jobs, one of the challenges the government was facing is access to seed. And I can remember the support of AGRA, we managed to work with the government to bring private sector around the table to discuss how we can partner and supply seed. At that time, during the early part of PFJ, we realized that government was going to import 80% of the seed that is required for the program.
I think we have Director Robert online now with us. Can you hear us, Chief Director Robert Nankobia?
Yes, I can hear you. Vanessa, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. You're so welcome. And please
Thank you
let us
very
hear
much.
your remarks. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you too. The president of AGRA, Dr. Agnes Kalibata, the head of USAID Agriculture Portfolio Ghana, Dr. Amber Lily Kenny, Dr. Vanessa Adams, Vice President AGRA, colleague Chief Director Alhaji Naba Amadou Azonko, Professor Eric Irenchidankwa, Director WACCI, representing research and think tanks, Mr. Samuel Ousutechi, Chief Executive Officer, KITA, representing the private sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I am exceedingly happy to be associated with this program, that is the launch of the Ghana Inclusive Agriculture Transformation Program. I present to you warm greetings from the Sector Minister, Dr. Owusu Afriya-Koto, who is very excited about this initiative, knowing very well his passion for agriculture, and in particular, the seed aspect, developing the seed aspect to ensure that farmers are able to increase their yields and their profitability. Let me use this opportunity to congratulate particularly AGRA and USAID for working collaboratively to make today's occasion possible. It is my understanding that the GIAT program is being funded by USAID at a total cost of, I believe it's 5.5 million US dollars. My briefings also indicates that It is a 36-month program spanning the period 1st October 2019 to 30th September 2022 and covers 17 selected municipality districts in the northern, northeastern, upper east, and upper west regions of Ghana. I'm informed the goal of the project is to contribute to the GOG effort, that is Government of Ghana effort, to modernize agriculture for enhanced food security and improve livelihoods of rural households. The specific objectives are to increase farmers' access to quality seeds and fertilizer and improve enabling, and to leverage the private sector investment to drive and sustain growth in the sector. Among the key value chains targeted to support are maize, soybeans, cowpea, and groundnut. Rightfully, the program is targeting women and the youth to mainstream gender at all levels of implementation. Ladies and gentlemen, the vision of government to transform Ghana's economy is articulated in the country's medium-term national development policy framework titled Agenda for Jobs, Creating Prosperity and Equal Opportunity for All. Further, the agricultural transformation component of the vision is elaborated in the National Agriculture Investment Plan, NAIP, titled Investing for Food and Jobs, the IFJ. The plan domesticates international development frameworks such as the Sustainable Development Goals at the global level, Cardiff Malabo Declaration at the continental level, and the ECOWAP at the regional level. The Investment for Food and Jobs, the IFJ, seeks to address a number of systematic bottlenecks in the agricultural sector, and key among them are lack of access and low utilization of certified seeds, low fertilizer usage, weak extension service, poor post-harvest management and linkages to market, low application of ICT and digital solutions in agriculture, among others. In 2017, government embarked on a comprehensive and accelerated transformation program for the agricultural sector with the launch of the Planting for Food and Jobs campaign. The initial focus was to increase the productivity of smallholder farmers and improve their access to markets. Over time, the PFJ has evolved to cover other areas of agriculture as part of the transformation agenda. By design, the PFJ aims at increasing productivity and the production of key staples in Ghana, and to do so to achieve the desired impact. It was recognized that seed is a basic input critical for success. Quality seeds alone enhances the productivity of crops by 15 to 20%. However, farmers in Ghana have limited access and low utilization of certified seeds. Though the Planting for Food and Jobs flagship program of the government of Ghana has created high demand for certified seeds, the local seed industry has not been able to respond adequately to this demand. Ghana's efforts to develop the seed industry. Indeed, started in 1958 and was operated through various public sector entities until 1989, when the government adopted the privatization option. This paved the way for a new government seed program in which the private sector would take over the commercial components of the seed industry. Subsequently, in 2020, the Plants and Fertilizer Act, Act 803, came into force to facilitate the private sector's role in the country's seed industry. Consequently, the private sector is represented on the National Seed Council, the National Variety Release and Registration Committee. The following year, in 2011, the country passed the biosafety law, which led to the field testing of a range of genetically modified crops. In 2013, by the adoption of a national seed policy, Ghana continued on its roadmap to develop the seed sector and to resolve issues of inequities. Again, in 2016, Ghana ratified ECOWAS UEMOA SELIS regulations and initiated the National Seed Plan, which defined 10 priority projects to catalyze the orderly development of the seed sector. I am reliably informed that the GIAT was designed to operationalize the implementation of the existing gaps through the multi-donor support National Seed Plan, which was developed in 2016. The gaps include direct private sector interventions, which were not there, the supportive services for seed industry growth, addressing the gaps in the strategic component of the seed industry, and seed sector governance and coordination. I wish to assure you that government is committed to this valuable partnership that we have, that is being offered by AGRA and USAID to promote sustainable access to commercially viable quality inputs through matching grants to seed producing enterprises and other input dealers in the provision of inputs to farmers. No doubt, the GIAT program is an attestation of the tremendous support of the USAID and AGRA to government's efforts at developing and transforming agriculture. And we at the ministry cannot thank you enough on behalf of government for what you are doing. The government of Ghana will certainly continue to count on your support through the capacity that you have demonstrated to mobilize private and public resources to catalyze the process of transformation. Your complementary support over the years have been very impactful on the agricultural sector. And I wish to place on record our profound appreciation, especially to AGRA and USAID on this occasion. That said, ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor now to declare the Ghana Inclusive Agriculture Transformation Program officially launched. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Great appreciation to the Chief Director of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. We are so pleased Mr. Robert Patrick Ankobia was able to join us. We're so pleased that Mr. Alhaji Mohamedou Azanko has joined us from the very, very beginning. Eric Danko seems to have to run off. Foster Boateng is on and off trying to already implement the program. And Samuel Owusu Taji is making sure that all of Kumasi has food. So we're happy to continue that incredible partnership and digital and technology launches. And of course, with huge, wonderful appreciation and thanks to Amber Lily Kenny, who's really been a fantastic partner and supporter, believing in this from the very beginning. And I can't begin to tell you how many nights and weekends she had to worry about how this program was going to go forward. So our great appreciation to all of you who have been online, some of you very early, some of you coming in late, and thank you again to our heroic efforts of the team in Ghana and West Africa and Foster. Medasewa. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. This now is the official end and official beginning of this virtual launch. Great appreciation to all of you. Have an excellent day.
Thank you, excellent moderator, or ubiquitous moderator. Good. Thank you all.